Look, we could have this long drawn-out 2-minute intro where I explain the project again. We're building the entire Earth in Minecraft, it's so difficult, my panties are in a twist. Or I could start this off by showing you the best of the best, our most completed city in Minecraft Earth right away. Deal? Deal. There's an important distinction to consider when it comes to New York City progress in comparison to all of our other endeavors on Earth. Because of its much flatter terrain in comparison to other cities and its straightforward blocky urban design, MineFact has been developing a system to build the entire city years before I even made the first video about the project. You might notice that in unfinished parts of the city, we have this really interesting floor pattern that you don't see in any other Build the Earth city. What this is a program picking the best Minecraft blocks to represent a mural of the entire satellite imagery overview of New York. Basically what MineFact did was he tiled it together, used a Minecraft mural program that makes murals out of regular images, which people would usually use to make a large blow-up poster of a painting or something in their Minecraft world, except MineFact uploaded tiles of satellite imagery to it, creating New York on the floor. The next thing he did was create scripts that made rudimentary shells from the ground up based on that imagery for the entire city. Because of this, New York, which has 1 million buildings in real life, all of them are just a little bit started in Minecraft New York. On top of this, MineFact has developed a server system which allows people to connect really easily to the server on vanilla and drop into a plot and start working on a beginning project which then automatically gets added to the city. The video outlining this New York creation process was uploaded back in 2020, 5 days after I uploaded the first video on the Build the Earth project. Me and MineFact did not even know each other, and he had clearly been working on this video and system for months and had been in the space for years, theorizing on how New York City could be realistically built in Minecraft at a 1-to-1 scale. God had been working through MineFact to make his dream of the Earth in Minecraft a reality. But New York isn't London. It's not thousands of years old. 400 years ago in the 1620s, the entire island of Manhattan was bought by Peter Minuit from the Native Americans for $24. The Dutch held and named it New Amsterdam until the English took it over later and gave it the contemporary name, New York. Now, why am I mentioning all of this? History's stupid. Hold on, we're going somewhere. The point is, New York City isn't just 3-dimensional, it's 4th-dimensional. I always imagined when we die, before we dissolve into the abyss, God comes up to us and he's like, hey, here's the complete statistics on the simulation. Google with omniscient sources of information about your universe. And I'm like, simulation? What? But then I would view things like a full time lapse of New York from 1600 to 2020 in a matter of minutes. But that would be too fast to get into the nitty gritty, the hidden artifacts of the largest city on Earth, things that were built before we entered the cleansed era of modernity, when the dirty nature of New York was eradicated by the strength of the modern era, and they turned the city into a Disneyland experience. For most American metropolises, there was a point in their history when modern building began. Much of the old versions of these cities were completely erased or bulldozed, but just as often, things get built over each other, with significant elements of the older versions of things hidden underneath. This is especially true in places like Seattle and San Francisco, having entire city blocks buried under the new city development and so well preserved. They have tours leading underground to visit these places. New York isn't just an above-ground marvel, like the root system of a tree often digging as deep as the tree grows high into the sky. There's another New York buried under the streets, not just in the form of modern available explorable underground areas like the 472 subway stations in current operation, but a litany of historical tunnels rooms, basements, built over streets ingrained into the city's underground veins. So much of it abandoned, forgotten, or kept secret by those daring or fortunate enough to discover them. Just for an example, during the Prohibition era, when alcohol was illegal during the early 20th century, they literally started building secret walking tunnels between city blocks and buildings in order to traffic the goods between dealers. These sorts of tunnels, secret rooms, and abandoned underground artifacts are all over the city, and if they can be discovered, we can start to replicate them in Minecraft. A New York that isn't just completely finished topside, but the real-life Easter eggs, fully detailed within the game, ready for the more adventurous Minecraft explorers to discover. What's really interesting is we keep talking about how daunting it is to finish the project in Minecraft, but truthfully, the time comparison is different realities. It takes maybe 20 minutes to finish a building in Minecraft. The same building in real life that took weeks, more likely months, and in the case of skyscrapers, sometimes years to finish. Basically a fleet of millions of construction workers, plumbers, carpenters, architects, and others over generations and centuries to plan, cultivate, and put together buildings, blocks of buildings, and districts of blocks over entire historical arcs of history until we have the largest metropolis on Earth. And yet, this progress is so substantial that even though recreating it in a video game is at least 1,000 times as fast, reduced from a month in real life to 20 minutes in game, a metropolis contains such a gargantuan amount of human architecture and civilizational progress that we can't even catch up in a reasonable amount of time in Minecraft, to the point where everyone who's previously attempted this has given up by now, except us. With Mindfact creating this incredibly efficient system to build the city, which we've been working on for 3 years now, exactly how much of the city is completed? How far have we been able to get in a period of 3 years with the best system and the best head start on the largest city in the world? New York, as of writing this, has 21,535 projects completed. A project is a plot of land containing multiple buildings, basically a segment or portion of a block that is available to you when joining buildtheearth.net. So we're not sure the exact average building count per project, but it's safe to assume it could be an average of 3 to 4 buildings per project. That means we've built approximately 70,000 buildings or more in this city. The breakdown by district goes like this. Districts that are 100% completed include Chinatown with 45 city blocks, Little Italy 14 blocks, Battery Park and Battery Park City 31 blocks, Civic Center with 22 blocks, Soho, which is an entire 49 city blocks, Seaport District and Nolita, which are a combined 35 blocks, and Liberty Island with the statue and everything, resembling approximately 4 city blocks. There's also 2 bridges, 38 blocks, and Tribeca, 82 blocks, which are currently 99% done, and there's a ton of others that are at some percentage completed below that. With all that progress, the breakdown for total completion is something like this. Manhattan Island, the long island looking like a foot that someone pulverized with a sledgehammer that has all the cool stuff, is about 20% complete. You take Central Park's southern line and divide by Upper and Lower Manhattan, and you can see that we have started progress in Lower Manhattan, which is where all these districts are. Lower Manhattan is 55% complete. New York City within city limits is almost 13% complete. And all of New York, of which there are 1 million buildings, after 3 years is approximately 7% complete. What does that number mean to you? It fills me with excitement. It means that this project, which has so often been referred to as the impossible task and a madman's quest, actually isn't. That after 3 years of hard work, we're almost to a 10% figure, which actually signifies a quantifiable end. That it's not impossible. That with crowdsourcing the effort of completing these projects, we can actually clinch the greatest accomplishment in Minecraft, a real-life city, fully detailed, fully complete, fully explorable, and playable in-game. And thanks to all of your hard work, we've demonstrated that it's not an unslayable giant. If you want to visit, explore, or have New York in Minecraft for yourself, It's available on Patreon. But if you want to help contribute to what will be the most significant achievement of the Minecraft community in the entire game's history, I have something to ask of my audience. You, who are listening to this right now. This video is going to get a certain amount of views. If every single person who views this video loads up vanilla Minecraft and joins buildtheearth.net in multiplayer right now, which is the server IP, you'll be connected to the building server where it all happens. From there, help to build the city New York, and you'll be deposited into a project of your very own. If every single person who views this video completes just one project, that will translate into hundreds of thousands of buildings being completed, surging New York in progress to an unprecedented level, perhaps well over 50% as opposed to the current 7%. And we can all make that happen together if everyone listening to my voice right now decides, yes, I will help the project. Easily join the server with vanilla Minecraft or any other version and do a project for New York. Because this is the moment of our gaming lives to create the most colossal map in Minecraft. Its point of success starts with the individuals listening to this, deciding to follow the path of action I outlined, and finishing just one project today. It's joinable with Bedrock, so you can do it on an Xbox, PC, Minecraft 1.8 to 1.20, whatever. Be a part of Minecraft history and help us to finish the greatest undertaking in our Minecraft lives, to be able to say that you were there. If you think you can't build, you can! I recently made a tutorial on my channel that's geared specifically toward finishing your first New York project that can be found in the video's description or with the YouTube card listed in the corner of the screen. Everything you've seen so far was accomplished by advanced and beginner builders alike, and if we all say yes, right now, we can increase the size of what you've seen in this video by tenfold. Complete New York with me by joining buildtheearth.net as the server IP, and if not, that's cool too. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thanks to our top tier patrons, Comrade Bake DPRK, Connor L, Cristiano Frazanetti, and Soli. I'll give you guys an arm and a leg.